Greetings and salutations, everybody. I am Vanessa Hundley, a.k.a. DJ Audioprism, live from Atlanta here with the Audioprism Show, your February edition. So much to talk about, guys, and I am really excited to be here and share some of the wonderful things that have happened just this week and things that are going to happen later this week as well. I want to start off by talking about Hands Across Atlanta and Leaf. Hands Across Atlanta and Leaf are two charities that are being supported by the Red Dress Party this year, which I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But Hands Across Atlanta, got a chance to hang out with them. Me and Jessica, it's all good Williams, hung out with them yesterday at Renaissance Park downtown, down in Midtown, and did their monthly Feed the Homeless in the Park event, which was super awesome. We had a great time. People danced. They had so much fun. They bring out mobile shower units. People donate all kinds of clothing, and most importantly, they bring tables and tables of food to feed everybody. And it's a monthly event. It happens the second Sunday of every month at Renaissance Park. And again, that is Hands Across Atlanta, and you can look them up on Facebook. They are a rising nonprofit, so they don't technically have a website yet, but please go check them out, guys. And you will, of course, find a link to that in the description below this show once it is reposted. Let's talk about Leaf for a second, guys. Leaf is the Lakewood Environmental Arts Foundation, and in conjunction with Food for Artists, they have a food redistribution program that I've talked about before several times. And with David Morris and Carolyn Kane, they put great efforts into doing food runs and picking up food from stores that would normally be tossed out, but it's still perfectly good. And then they redistribute it to the artist community and other people in need. And of course, good nutrition is super important for heart health, and this is your Heart Health Month. And that leads us into the Red Dress Party, which is all about heart health awareness. That is going to be this coming Saturday, February 18th, from 8 p.m. till 12 a.m. at Cosmopolitan Live. Is thrown by 33 events, and the organizer, Brian Rusty Newport, is super thrilled to be doing this. This is the 9th year for the Red Dress Party, and a different venue this year, but one that is really hospitable and welcoming to us as an organization with all the volunteers that come together for this. It promises to be a wonderful way to liven up your February. And if you didn't quite get a chance to plan that extra special date for your loved one, or maybe you're working, or maybe Tuesdays just don't work because the kids have school at 7 a.m., come on out Saturday and show her the time, or him the time, that you wanted to show them originally for Valentine's Day. Again, guys, don't forget Sunday Fun Day and Musicology Karaoke. We have those Sundays and Thursdays at G's Midtown. You, of course, can find links to that on my website. We're going to go ahead and start with my first guest, which is Chris Massey of the Chris Massey Band. Chris Massey, he brings his country rock style to stages across the Southeast. He sings songs about love, life, and all that comes with it. He is also a host or co-host of multiple web TV shows on the American Hearts Radio Network. Today he's going to share some of his musical background, some current projects, and upcoming appearances. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank
Chris.
you. Thank you for having me, Vanessa.
We run into each other all the time in between shows, and it's always a hey and a
That's
hey.
Right. That's right.
One day we were like, we need to actually come together more as our American Hearts Radio family. So welcome, family. What's up?
Thank you. Oh, nothing much. Just another day in paradise.
Well, I had the honor of listening to a lot of your tunes that you have uploaded on YouTube, or that other various people uploaded of him, because I will say you have a pretty avid fan base. I got live performances from venues all over Atlanta.
Right.
And I know I want to talk about your influences, because on your Facebook page you talk about influences like John Mellencamp, Dwight Yoakam, Ronnie Dunn, John Fogerty, Alan Jackson, of course, the Beatles, because, the Beatles.
That's right.
So was that always kind of your bent from a young age? Was the country rock and those influences?
Well, my father played country music, and I grew up in a family that loved music. My grandmother had this huge record collection, and we always went to concerts. When I was a kid, I saw Conway Twitty and Merle Haggard and Loretta Lynn. But when I first got in the music business, I was actually in a punk rock band. So I've kind of taken the back way to get to where I am now, played blues and other things, and then I actually took 14 years off when I was married and started the family. When I got divorced, I got back into it, and that was about 13 years ago. But when I started developing as a songwriter, the Beatles, I mean, if you're a songwriter, anything you know about song structure comes from them, and then, John Mellencamp, I write on guitar, but I'm not a great guitar player, and that's not even a good guitar player, to be honest with you. And John Mellencamp is not a real good guitar player either, and that's why his songs are so simple. And I try to keep it simple, and remember, that it's about the song being entertaining to the fans, not necessarily to impress other musicians, with how many chord changes and this and that and the other that you can put in there. Every song is different. And, and I got guys in the band that know how to do that too. They know how to serve the song. So, all those influences, Alan Jackson, and that 90s country sound is what I really like, so.
Oh, I like that phrase, serving the song, that you just said. That's great. And that's okay, talking about serving song then. Let's talk about your professional career. So you obviously took your hiatus, and then you decided you were going to, now you're, we'll say,
I had a lot of time on my hands.
As many obligations, because that
Yes,
happen.
I did, and I was living alone for the first time in my life, and that guitar kept me company a lot of nights. And so I started to write, and, really, the thing that got me fired up about being about doing it again was a Broken Heart and Brooks and Dunn's Greatest Hits. That's pretty much that those two things combined kind of got it going for me. And and for the first time I was 41 years old, and I felt like I really had some things to write about.
Yeah.
And it's hard when you're in your 20s to write songs that people can really relate to, because you haven't lived that much. And that's what made guys like Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen so great, is when they were in their early 20s, man, I mean, they were singing about stuff that they had never experienced, but were able to capture that emotion in there, that a lot of people have, So the older you get, especially in country music, the more experience you have with love and loss and getting laid off and all that kind of stuff, and drinking beer, which I don't do anymore. But anyway, it provides a lot of good topics. To write about.
Indeed. So now you perform pretty frequently around the city. I say pretty frequently.
I do around, right now, we do about 20 shows a year. If we go on the road for like a 2-week stint, we've worked the East Coast, and we've been out west. We've played in California before. We got to play at the Whiskey A Go-Go out there. And we'll do about 35. Okay. But 35 shows, and I run a business that butters the bread.
Yes.
Is a lot.
It is a lot.
I mean, there's 52.
Not just doing the
There's
show.
52 weeks in the year. If you're playing 35 gigs, I mean, that's more than every other week.
You have a lot of rehearsal time.
Yes.
So you can stay sounding good and getting those bookings.
That's right. So the guys we have now, we tend to go about 20. I try to keep us playing at least once a month, and then something else will come in. And between that and the web TV shows and my business and being married and being a grandfather and all that stuff, it's plenty on the plate.
Yeah,
plenty on the plate.
Well, let's talk about the web TV shows, because you say we have shows now, so it's plural. And so you started with the Chris Massey Music Show.
Yes,
right?
I've been doing that for 3 years now.
Okay.
And have just had some great guests. Moses Moe from Mother's Finest, and Rick Richards from the Georgia Satellites. And, there's a lot of musicians in Atlanta that aren't famous, that have done a lot of things with famous people.
Yes.
There's just a ton of them. And so that's fun, and that's kind of the main thing. And I just started doing this. Mike Aloia called me and asked me if I would do a sports show. Mm-hmm. So we've had 3 episodes of that, and we're still kind of trying to find our way about it.
Now, is sports a passion for you? Is it just, or is something?
Oh, yeah.
Well, something you, okay.
Oh,
good,
yeah,
yeah. I started. I'm the chick with the sports jersey. It just says
I started playing Little League baseball and football when I was 8.
Yes.
And started following the Braves and the Falcons in. So that would be in 1970.
Yeah, because you're homegrown here. You're from
Yes,
Georgia.
I'm a native Atlantan. And so yeah, and I played through high school. That was kind of the first thing that I really, pursued other than music. But I've maintained a, if you want to talk about music or you want to talk about sports, I can hold my own in a conversation like that. So.
Excellent. Well, let's take a real up close look at one of your more produced hits as far as things. Although, like I said, we had a lot of great bar video. I really wanted to find something that had the. Here is the song "Tuckerville" by Chris Massey, which is definitely a kind of hometown vibe, a little bit wistful, a little bit.
It's one of the few songs it's one of the most personal songs I've ever written. Because, at my age, I'm 54 years old, and you're still out there in bars, and you're still out there playing, you come to grips with the fact that this big dream you had is probably not going to happen. But it's okay. When I started out, I wanted to play music. And I've got to do everything I've ever wanted to do on a smaller scale. I'd make records. I go on the road. I play shows. I've made videos. So I really can't complain. And just sitting back and realizing, that what you get to do is actually pretty good.
Sometimes life gives you different dreams.
That's right.
That's, I never imagined I was going to be a DJ. And so that was just a dream that life put in front of me at one point.
Right.
And now, but we're not going to digress. We're going to check out Tuckerville right now.
Okay.
It's a Friday night in Tuckerville, little town that I grew up in. And I pull into the parking lot to a place 1,000 times I've been. And the stage that I play on, well, you can see it's kind of small. Each face out in the crowd, when don't you know, I know 'em all. The lights shine on me, aren't as bright as I hoped they'd be. By now I thought I'd be somewhere I may never be. And I know it's hard to think that somehow I can still believe. Every song I sing, I've had people tell me the songs I write are good. We'll take you to Nashville, get you signed up. Yeah, they said they would. So I listen with a hopeful heart and keep strumming on this old guitar. Another year and I'm still here. All the talk I've heard ain't got me very far. Lights shine on me, aren't as bright as I hope they'd be. By now I thought I'd be somewhere and I know it's hard to think that somehow I can still believe. The dream that I've been dreaming, it comes true with every song I sing. say I haven't made it, you know that'd be a lie. At home I got a pretty wife, kids that love me, and a place I can't call mine. And someone's got to be here to play this bar on Friday night. And if destiny's chosen me to be the one, with that I'm alright. Lights shine on me, aren't as bright as I hope they'd be. By now thought I'd be somewhere I may never be. And I know it's hard to think that somehow I can still believe. The dream that I've been dreaming, it comes true with every song I sing. Every song I sing. Every song I sing.
Hey everybody, Johnny Manzan here. Just got through listening to Chris Massey's new CD, Tuckerville. You guys should go check it out. Great record, great CD, should I say, or record, whichever one you want to talk about or say these days. But I still call them records. Anyway, check it out. Great one. God bless. See you soon. Rock and roll.
Lights shine on me, aren't as bright as I hope they'd be. By now thought I'd be somewhere I may never be. And I know it's hard to think that somehow I can still believe. The dream that I've been dreaming, it comes true with every song I sing. Every song I sing. Every song I sing.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, sending Chris Massey back to Tucker. No, actually, he really did have to go. He did have another location he needs to be at to pursue some of those bigger dreams and all. But I hope you really, really enjoyed Tuckerville. I did. It's really a great story all the way through about, going on the road, and maybe things don't always work out the way you think they will, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to maybe work out in a better way. All right, so next up, guys, I have we're going to say virtual guest of sort, because I have my very first Skype interview, which is going to take a little bit of fine-tuning. I'm not going to lie. There's some learning curves to all of this digital stuff, but I'm so excited that I got to welcome Alan Santana of NoTeenWriters.org. And for Alan Santana, it's all about the kids. The mission of No Teen Writers is to educate teen drivers and their families by providing practical information, preventative measures, and compliance standards to reduce and eliminate teen vehicular deaths. It happens so much when you have those new drivers on the road, and especially with the level of, dangerous drivers that we have. Some people are very, very distracted and very, very careless. And we're going to hear more from him during this interview about NoTeenWriters.org or .com. Yes, NoTeenWriters.com, and how his efforts have made it so that Georgia Senator Donzella James is in his corner to help spread the word and the efforts, and even helped him put together a No Teen Writers Day for the city of Atlanta, and that is September 15th. So we're going to go ahead and load this interview with Alan Santana of No Teen Writers now. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with Alan Santana of NoTeenWriters.org. Alan, thank you so much for joining us today from sunny California. Is it sunny out there?
It is sunny out today. Thanks for having me, Vanessa. Much appreciated.
Well, I'm so happy you could join us. Now, NoTeenWriters.org is something we just covered, the initial, humble-ish beginnings of it. But let's talk about the developments that you've had in Georgia in regards to your organization up until now.
Right. Well, you know what? This frame, and I'll show it to you, the idea behind this was to just bring awareness to teenagers and driving, to people that are on the road, so that when you see a teenager and they have a provisional driver's license, people are aware that they have a provisional driver's license, so they will give us space, or, that is very important. And in Georgia, like, on September 15th is No Riders Day in the state of Georgia. That came about through Senator James, who heard about our program, and I guess this affected her also years ago. Someone had passed away in an automobile accident, somebody related to her, I guess, and so she saw what we were doing with the program, and she was 100% behind it. So we went to the state capitol building where I met the Senator James, and she actually presented us with the resolution. So September 15th is No Teen Riders Day in Georgia, and that will happen every year. It will help bring awareness to teenagers and educate parents and teenagers on the laws of provisional driving.
And I know you're going to be using your website as a platform to help spread the word. Is this something that you're going to be bringing out to schools or communities in general? Do you have like an idea of how you're going to bring this program to the attention of the parents and drivers?
We're rolling it out through the PTAs. So what we're doing is going to the high schools, talking to the principal and to the president of the PTA, and that's how we're rolling this out. And that is one way. That's the main way. The other way is we're going to driving schools. Like I'm involved with Drive Georgia, and they have our friends there at the driving schools. And so they're giving these out when the kids go through the driving course.
Are you thinking about working with any of the insurance companies or anybody to help them with maybe some additional benefits for, becoming part of the No Teen Riders team?
Right. Yeah. No. We are reaching out. We're going to be reaching out to AAA, which would be out here as a Southern California Automobile Club, and they're actually nationwide. Who are reaching out to them. We'll be reaching out to other insurance companies, and it's our hope that when they see what we're doing, that they will get involved with us, and they will give like a 10% discount to somebody that puts a spring on the back of their car. That's what we're looking at doing. So working with insurance companies. We're talking about working with some of the local movie theaters where they'll be with us, and they'll give passes to the teenagers to go to the movies. So there's a lot of different avenues we can take this down, and different people we can work with to help support us.
Well, I am really, really excited to see how this develops because driving safety is something that, we experience a lot of discordance with in Atlanta. and we have some very aggressive drivers here, so having something that makes our new drivers more visible is really, really important on these roads, and any roads, really.
It's very important. Like, it's, one of the things that happens, 6 kids will perish every day in this country because they're involved in automobile accidents and what's happening. They're carrying their friends with them illegally. So again, it's quite important for us to educate the teenagers and the parents on the laws of driving license. And like I tell people, so cliche, but if we can save one teenager's life with this program, we've done our job.
And as you're very, very correct in that. So yes, 1,000, every life that can be saved by this is
right.
definitely important. So where can people find out more about the organization and how to get involved?
Okay, they can go to our website, which is www.noteenriders.org. So there, once they go there, they can actually go through, read about what we're doing. We have a page where they can actually sign up. There's a page there where they can purchase the license plate frames. This is most important to me. If they purchase the frames on the site or even after the school, we will donate 25% of the sales back to that local high school.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, so there you guys go. Safety driving, supporting your school. There's many, many ways to absolutely be part of NoTeenRiders.org. And share, of course, spread the message, everybody. We are going to have a link to this down in the description below, of course. Alan, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so glad we can help get the word out. Let's see that license again.
I want to show this again because I want to see this on every single car that teenagers drive across this country. Very important.
Yes.
And thank you for having the show. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. And I'm looking forward to possibly coming back on one day soon and reporting to you how well this is doing.
Yeah, we'll have to have you on live next time you're in Georgia.
I will let you know when I'm back in Georgia. It'd be great to come on and be live with you on your show. Thank you.
And I'm back. So again, guys, that was NoTeenRiders.org, and the Atlanta No Teen Riders Day is September 15th. Huge thanks going out to Georgia Senator Donzella James, of course, for being so fervent and making sure that our youth that are just joining the driving circles are, just a little bit safer, guys. Try to be a little nicer on the roads. And a huge thank you to Alan Santana of NoTeenRiders.org. I look so forward to having him on the show live the next time he hits the Atlanta area. Please go check that out, guys, especially if you have a teenager that's going to be on the road soon. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for an All Good Minute with Jessica It's All Good Williams.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your girl, Jessica It's All Good Williams, and here we are with the All Good Minute. As a positive influence in the world today, it is my goal to bring positive things for you all to hear so you can go to sleep on positive thoughts. Here's today's positive thought. So, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Unless you're watching this on YouTube, then it's not tomorrow. But if you are watching this, you're probably thinking, oh no, I got to get my gifts. I got to save money. And I have a revolutionary way to help you save money this Valentine's Day. Break up. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to worry about spending money if you ain't got nobody. Think about all the money you spent on flowers and candy and lingerie. I mean, all the money spent on some drawers you just gonna wear for a few minutes or flowers that's just gonna die. Save the trip. Break up. I'm telling you, you can break up for like a week, maybe 2, then get back together and nobody cares, so you don't have to get a new gift, or you can get the gifts on discount. You feel me? You can use a lie like, it's not you, it's me. And then when you want to get back together, be like, oh, well, it was really you. Now, for some of you, this is going to work so good, you still going to be single like a year later. But hey, why not save on Christmas too? Am I right? Am I right? So, ladies and gentlemen, have a great Valentine's Day. Break up. I'm your girl, Jessica It's All Good Williams, and if it's good with you, it's good with me. If it ain't good with you, well, nobody was asking you in the first place. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was, of course, the inestimable Jessica It's All Good Williams with the An All Good Minute. And soon on the YouTube channel, we'll have all of those collected so you can just go through and watch minute after minute after minute of gloriousness. All right, next up, I have a interview that I did with Brian T. Shirley. He is internationally traveled comedian. He has performed in the USA, Canada, the Bahamas, and Japan for over 25 years. He created 3 web TV series behind the scenes at Kinetic Hi-Fi, which is actually not going now, but he does still have BTS on the Road and Bangleton Socks, which you're going to hear more about in this interview. He's hosted or co-hosted 3 radio shows and a still active radio segment, BTS Entertainment Corner. He's also acted and done voiceover work for several indie movies and web series. So he joined me in my new home studio for this next interview. This is Brian T. Shirley. And let's check it out, guys. Hi, so I am here today with Brian T. Shirley of BTS on the Road, the American Hearts Radio web TV series that shows life on the road for the traveling comedian / burgeoning actor. All right, so Brian, thank you so much for coming out and joining me today.
It is great to be on a show that I've seen and admired. I really like what you do here at Audioprism. I think you're an incredible host, and I really enjoy the show. And I think I've watched almost every episode, folks. I travel a lot, so sometimes I don't catch all of them. Jessica Allgood-Williams, very good, very good.
Yes.
She does real well on here.
Let's talk about you. So I know you've been in the comedy business for quite some time now. Let's just kind of brief overview.
Yeah, brief overview. I started back in the 90s, back in the 19th century or something.
20th century.
20th century.
You've been churning butter in the 19th century.
I started at a workshop in Charleston, South Carolina, and went on to do the MC there and stayed in the workshop for several years, and it was great. It was hot.
The 90s were, I think, the golden age of stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
really.
And so I worked with some of the guys that were huge. Carrot Top, I saw Carrot Top before he was doing stadiums.
Wow.
You know, I met a lot of, Bobby Collins. I can't even think of all the people. Michael Winslow from the Police Academy movies. Gosh, I don't know. But anyway, so I've been doing that for 20 years, and I've always loved doing stand-up since the first time I went on stage. It just caught me. It's just one of those things that fit like a glove. I loved getting in front of people and entertaining them, and still do. Always love and always will love doing stand-up, but as you know, branching out at the same time, because I think as an entertainer, there's more than one channel sometimes. For me, I love doing different things. I love being behind the camera. I love being in front of the camera. I love the writing. So that's where I'm going into the acting mode now. And the script.
I was going to say, the web series thing.
BTS on the Road. Yeah, now that's not scripted.
Right.
I show people what it's like to be a touring comedian. And I show you the trip there sometimes. I always show you the venues if I can. So I've been to places I can't film, like military installations and stuff, or a private club. Interviews with the club owners sometimes. Sometimes I've had interesting people that I've just interviewed. I saw a guy riding a bike with a peace sign on it a couple of years ago, and actually pulled over and interviewed the guy, because it was on the road. So I figure BTS on the road, whatever happens on the road, you're going to see, and it's no scripts, no BS.
Whatever happens on the road does not stay on the road.
No, it doesn't stay on the road. I started a new web series that's scripted, so this is different. The reality web series, not so much acting, but more, of me being a host. Showing my hosting side, I guess you would say. But the Bangleton Socks is a scripted series that I'm doing now. And this goes way back to before I even did stand-up. I always wrote little funny skits and things when I was a kid, And sometimes we'd get together and act them out with other guys. So I actually been an actor before I was a stand-up. But this kind of goes, it's like life goes full circle, So I feel like I'm a kid again writing these stupid little sketches. But they're all family friendly. As a matter of fact, I got my family in most of them.
Okay, and then acting. So you also
that's where I've been doing some independent movies. I've got a role or two here and there, nothing big yet. But I've got one coming out in February, Inside Bend, where I did voiceover work for that. I've got one coming out. There's closing up production on this called Ted Bundy Had a Son. This one is out there, folks. So I can't.
You have to stretch yourself.
That one, I'm proud to be in it, but let me tell you, if I explained it, the people go, well, this guy has got together, Todd Braley, his name, he does a lot of pretty B-movie and A-movie stuff, and in between, he shoots his own films, which is what I would do if I was an A-list actor too. I would, you know, what do you do in your off time? I would still making movies. Right.
Let's talk about Veterans in Blue real quick.
Veterans in Blue is a project the United States Air Force has. That's the name of the project, Veterans in Blue. What they do is combat camera in their downtimes when they're not out shooting military action. They find interesting veterans to shoot biographies on. Now, this biography was on me because of my ties to being an Air Force veteran, and I use a lot of that in my comedy. So I talk about the military in my show, and that's just something a lot of comics don't do, and that I've seen, or apparently, because the guy approached me and he said, the guy that filmed it, Andy Fox, he said, "Hey man, I haven't seen a lot of comedians that talk about the military in their show, and you're a veteran." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Can I do this thing?" I said, "Well, yeah." So he came to my dad's house, he shot it. It's about 4 minutes long, and it talks about my life in the military and my growing up life, and how it relates to my comedy career, with heavy influence on the military aspect because it's for the United States Air Force. Now, 2 years later, almost 2 years later, I have been submitting it to film festivals and gotten it into 2 online film festivals and semi-finalist out in California. I don't know what happened with that yet. And I actually went to Winston-Salem, North Carolina to watch it in a film festival at a theater.
Somewhere people can watch that now. Is that on your? Is that
Veterans in Blue is on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out.
Which is?
I've got it. You don't have to have a password, but I've got it not private but unlisted. One of the two.
I'll have a link to it in the description below.
Right,
so
because
you will be able to find it.
Some of these film festivals you can't have it.
Right.
So you got to have it unlisted.
It can't be.
But people can still.
Publicly listed.
Right. If you give them the link, they can go watch it. But if they look for it or something, I don't know.
It won't show up in the search.
Right. Exactly.
So talking about online film festivals.
Right. So
we have a very exciting announcement now. So I'm going to let you take this away.
Well, yes,
because you're the one that came to me, and you know, and whoever came to you, and then we're all just big collaboration now.
Well, this is huge. This is really big, folks. This is a huge collaboration of media outlets. Vanessa and myself are tied with no strings attached to E-News magazine. I was there for a while, and then I pulled Mike Aloia in, our executive here at American Heart Radio Webtv Network, executive producer, and Bruce Shepard's the executive producer. Mike's the CEO. I think about 2 months ago, I went to Tamara McClure, who is the editor for No Strings Attached to E-News, brought up the idea of an online film festival. She took it to the owner, Beatrice Davis.
Yes.
And they came back and said, "We love the idea." And Tom from Savannah Comedy Review down in Savannah, Georgia, Thomas Paris, now, just yesterday, found out Janice Hermanson from What's the Story, out in Reno, Nevada, another radio show, is going to be coming on board. So this is the No Strings Attached E-News online film festival.
We will have so much more information for you guys on that, but for now, Brian, I have to say thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Go
It's
ahead
my pleasure.
And wrap it up here for this segment. All right, so I am here today with Brian T.
And then we were going to go into the replay of the replay of the replay. So, guys, that was Brian T. Shirley, internationally acclaimed comedian. And I want to bring Miss Jessica It's All Good Williams back up here because she has a special announcement just in case you weren't really looking at that flyer at the end of the bit.
Because some of y'all wasn't paying attention. It's okay. We're looking out for you. Exactly. As you recall, we actually had a clean comedy night in Marietta for a while last year. Restaurant closed. It was an amazing place, and we had to move on. Moment of silence. But great news. We have our clean comedy night back. Third Thursdays again, but now from 8 to 10 at Cosmopolitan Live, a.k.a. Cosmopolitan Restaurant, right in Marietta, right off of 75. So if you want some free comedy, come out. They offer special discounts. We got comedians, clean and non-clean, bringing out their clean act, which, by the way, comedians, show up early, call me, we'll get you on the list, all right? It's a fun night. It's guilt-free and some good food. You can't go wrong. So come out, ladies and gentlemen. See you this Thursday for the first one this year.
Absolutely. And that's, in case you're watching this, that's Thursday, February 16th is this Thursday.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's right.
every third Thursday after. Until further notice, we'll let you know.
Yeah, third Thursday.
All right, guys, don't forget, get your tickets for the Red Dress Party. Help and, help support Hands Across Atlanta and Leaf and all of our efforts to make this world a better place. Go do something for other people, guys. Spread some love, spread some positivity, because I guarantee you there's enough people out there willing to take it away from you, and there's no reason you should be part of all that crazy madness. Go out, reach out. I say I'm pro-human. Go humans, go us. Love you.
Change the world.
Yes, thank you. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next month with more of the Audioprism Show.
Have a good night.